I'm Big Bob.
What happens when you take a true Texan and send him to Hollywood to make his mark in the limelight? We're about to find out, because a Texas boy can't stay gone long. This is the podcast where two totally different worlds collide. Welcome to TEXASWOOD, where two entertaining fellow Texans, Randal Reeder and Brian Promo Miller, get together with friends and surprise guests as often as possible to cuss and discuss. You'll experience the world from their Hollywood, yet very Texan point of view. Hollywood and Texas. If you ain't been to neither, then you gotta tune in. And if you've been to both, well, you may understand. It's time for TEXASWOOD. Let's see what the boys are up to this week.
Yeah, welcome to TEXASWOOD. What you got, Kelly Wayne?
How you doing, cuz?
Cousin Kelly on his 12 string.
Kelly Chambers.
It's actually a 9-string, but 12 would be good enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How
You know
y'all
they
doing?
made a 9 string.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, they do for him.
Oh,
Yeah. That's how he rolls.
Sound of a 12, tune of a 9, can barely tune to 6. You know how it is at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, rolling like a hoss.
Good to see
So
you.
yeah. So Brian Promo Miller.
And Randal Reeder.
Yeah, that guy. That's just funny. And yeah, we got my cousin Kelly Wayne Chambers.
Yes.
Of
Right here in
the Kelly Wayne Chambers Band, and all kinds of trios and
solos, duos, trios, you name it.
That's it. You do
Pay
it all.
me and we will be there.
Have guitar, we'll travel.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
my motto.
Although you don't like to travel too much.
30 miles. Tops.
That's there. You go.
I am lazy. I've never broken
It's
that.
the ride home that'll get you.
It is.
I think-
Thank
is
God
it-
for Uber, but they don't take your equipment.
Yeah,
Y'all
but
know
before
that.
Uber, you just had to make sure that you were in bicycle distance, just in case something broke down, right?
Yes, or a
That's
good
what it
friend
was?
along the way. I've pretty much burned through all them rides now. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love it. So you know, I don't know how much of this you know, but so Kelly has kind of been a part of so many of my TEXASWOOD moments. Really, my non-Hollywood moments. Like,
Right.
you know, we had Killin and Grillin that
Yeah.
my brother and I produced.
That's where I
with-
first saw him.
Yeah, absolutely. And he did the music for it. I mean, all kinds of stuff. You know, it was a blast.
great.
That was a fun ass year,
It
bro.
was blowing, going 24 hours a day.
Yeah, it was
really
crazy. It was crazy.
Big part of my life.
Yeah, and then when we did Sons of Thunder, we not only filmed in your house,
Use my house.
your friends' houses,
yes, friends'
and
house.
used friends' vehicles and all kinds of stuff. I mean, you were
Exactly.
like the one-stop shopping. Like, so you were our Swiss Army knife.
We have a good time. Yeah, you get a call from Randall about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, and he says, "Hey, I need a house for 4 days." Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't have any carpet. Great. The tracks for the camera will work better. It always works out somehow. you
It
know?
was perfect, man. God's a way better producer than we'll
Yeah.
ever
And then
be.
3 doors down, my friend had a house for lease, and they used that as the staging area.
Right,
So
right.
it worked out.
Man, we did that. Yeah, just crazy cool stuff. Have you ever been to Shot Bar here where we're at?
Actually, this is my first time of it being the Shot Bar. It's been many things. These things,
Right.
come and go. But I'm really enjoying it.
I think it was the house originally.
It was.
It looks like it.
And I show up, and the bartender knew me, and she fixed my drink before I even told her. So
Yeah,
it's
from another place.
Yeah, it's kind of bad when you go into a place for the first time and they know the bartenders know you from what you drink. You know,
Yeah, and they heard your name and they started pouring it.
that's exactly what happened.
That's it. Yeah, it's like when they see me coming, they start ordering briskets. So, you know.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, man. So, so tell us what you've been doing lately.
Well, you know, after I left Killin and Grillin, I came back here on like 6 months of what do you call it, unemployment or whatever.
Convalescent leave.
Yeah, and I decided I want to be a musician. You know, this is the time. You know, we've been out,
Right.
we're doing some videos, and that's kind of what I did. You know,
Right.
and so saved that money, and I built a band, and just been going strong ever since.
Right.
Blessed.
Yeah. What kind of gigs you playing? I mean,
You know, I play. Here's the deal. I play dive places. I
Right.
make more money in a dive place than I ever do in any other thing. You know, I work with just the locals. I'm a local player.
and you don't have to deal with that bougie stuff,
I
right?
don't. I stay within about 30 miles of my house. You know,
Right.
and it works out real good, and you know.
Yeah.
So-
Now you used to play some retirement homes and stuff,
Oh,
right?
well, you know
Before
what?
the-
As you get
before
older in
the
life,
V.
you have to decide. You know, you're not going to be staying up late all your life. You know,
Right.
So I decided I wanted to devote myself to assisted living homes. You know,
Right.
and it was really, really a good gig. And then COVID, of course, come along. And
Right,
we
right.
out. So we're just kind of starting back where we left off about
Sure.
5 or 6 years ago. Got
Right.
great players, and like I said, we stick. You know, we do the Texas Gulf Coast, basically,
Right.
Beaumont all the way to Galveston, and
Yeah.
that's really about it.
Speaking of Galveston, we had our Sunday service.
We did.
You know, the Save Savage Sunday service over there.
SSSS, S4.
That's it. FOS.
OS.
OS. Yeah, we did that. It was so funny how that worked because my mom wanted to come down and she said, but she was here, but she couldn't make it because she went over to hang out with my grandbaby, you know.
Right.
And I said, that's okay, Mom. You can come back when we do Galveston. I'm sure eventually we're going to do Galveston. She loves Galveston. Literally, I was in your living room hours later,
Right.
and you said, dude, they would love to have you at Horny Toad on the
Absolutely.
Strand. I'm like, well, book that stuff because clearly that's what we're supposed to do.
Had a
you
good
know?
turnout. Good
Yeah.
message by AWOL.
Yeah. Oh man, it was amazing.
Everybody
Yeah.
enjoyed it very much.
It was a great. Yeah, we did have a
One
great.
of their better Sundays. by
yeah,
the way, so.
yeah.
And I'm sad that your mom didn't make it. People don't realize that your mom was my harmonica player.
Yeah.
I'm Killin and Grillin.
Oh, yeah,
We played all
absolutely.
kind of sports expos and everything. We had a
Absolutely.
big upright bass player, and we just did Killin and Grillin music, and she was a big part of that. She
Yeah.
cooked for the whole crew.
Dude, you still you remember the Killin' and Grillin' song?
Kinda, you know, it's
Yeah.
been many years, and I played them, you know. But I tell you, we had people like, man, who did we have on there? It's just
Oh man, dude. So I don't know, probably the most amazing moments I've ever had. You know, and I've met a lot of famous, cool people in my long life, but we were doing, dude. You got to listen. We were doing this. We were doing an episode on Mike Judge's ranch in Bastrop, Texas.
right.
And
Great place, by the way.
yeah, and
Shooting
Mike.
guns. Remember y'all?
Yeah. So we killed some hogs, and then we're cutting up the hogs to grill them up
Right.
that evening. And Mike had went into it was during South by Southwest. So Mike calls me. He's like, "Hey Randall, you mind if I bring my buddy Josh and John Popper out to your campfire?" I'm like, first of all, bro, it's your house,
Right,
and
right,
your
right.
place, so you can bring anybody you want. And secondly, yeah, you can bring the baddest harmonica player on the face of the frickin' planet
No kidding.
anytime.
No kidding.
Dude, we ended up shooting guns with him, hanging out, all that stuff. He told us it was just, a great interview over the campfire, just talking about, what it was like,
Right.
his career had been like. But then he goes, so what do y'all usually do here? He's like, oh, my cousin Kelly plays and just kind of riffs a song, and he's like, well, blues, can you play a little blues or something? He's like, and you
He said I
started
brought
playing.
a D harp.
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
Okay, we'll play blues and D. There
Dude,
you go. That's what we
and
did, so.
bam, and next thing you know, y'all just like write or freestyle this awesome song on our show. It was the most incredible thing I've just about ever witnessed.
It was really good. Part of the show was me coming on at the very end of the show and just making something up on the
Yeah.
fly of what
Yeah.
the show was about. And boy, he came in and just stole it. He just killed it. But
yeah.
I don't know if you remember him inviting us to come into Austin.
That's right.
He was off for like several months, and he had a band that he had in the off season, and
That wasn't Blues Traveler.
it wasn't Blues Traveler, but
Right.
it was absolutely just as incredible.
Oh yeah, we went and that's
Yeah.
right. We went and saw
Yeah.
him play and hung
Remember
out
when
with
he
him.
showed up and he said, "You want to shoot some guns?" And he said, "Yeah." And he starts pulling out these
All these
custom
guns, yeah.
with the Blues Traveler emblem on
Yeah,
them.
and it was
I said,
it was
"Oh, we're
funny
in
because he
trouble
had
now."
just gotten in trouble like maybe a year before for he had gotten pulled over and
Yeah.
had a ton of guns on him, like 6 guns or something. And he had like 2 or something on him at that time, and a bunch of knives and all that kind of stuff. He was totally one of us,
He
man.
was
We had a
into it.
blast
He was
talking,
into
yeah, just hanging out with him, and so yeah, man. So where are you gonna be coming up soon? Like, you know?
You know what? I'm just within a 20-mile radius.
Right.
So tonight, I'm right here. I live, believe it or not, bucket list thing.
That's
I
it.
play at a liquor store.
Yeah. And that's a regular gig, right?
Every Friday.
Every
Every Friday, I'm surrounded
That's
by
the craziest
6,237 bottles of elixirs, mixers, and spirits.
Right.
And it's a live thing. You
Right.
Know, you know,
And you
I
do
meet
that?
more Baptists and people from church through that.
oh,
gig
that's hilarious.
than you've ever seen in your
That's
life.
hilarious.
It is.
Yeah,
It is
that's
hilarious,
funny.
but I'm serious. You know.
Yeah.
And it's a good gig. It's a first sip liquor if you ever get a chance. So.
Yeah, and then what's some of your other regulars?
Oh, I play with some of the local clubs here in town.
Right.
I'm at Chantilly tonight.
Yeah,
and, then
you're there pretty often.
pretty often, about once
Yeah,
a month.
Once a month, yeah. Chantilly, we've seen you there. My wife
play
and I.
every Saturday at Cat's Place in Lamarck. I do a lot of jams.
Right.
I try to keep the live music going
Yeah.
as much as I can, and so I have a real good following of jammers, guitar players, drummers, you name it. They all come in.
Yeah.
And you've been a horny toad, so
Oh
you know
yeah,
how that thing goes.
dude. That was the best jam. It was amazing because you had. Well, I mean, we bring Jordan Appleby. He
Right.
kind of does our music for
Which
the
was
Save
awesome.
Savage Sunday service, and y'all click real well. And next thing you know, he's looking like B.B. King up there. He's got his guitar all up.
Right.
You know, it looks like he's got
You know, our family goes a long way back.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
your mom and his dad were good friends.
I
in
know.
high school.
It's crazy.
And then Jordan got.
And I
in
played
business.
baseball in elementary with his brother.
Right. Jordan
we
stole
grew
all
up
my
together.
set lists.
Yeah.
So he's doing really.
No, it
good.
was so cool. It was having
That's a
y'all
pun,
jam
by the way.
together was one of the that was one of the coolest things ever. So yeah, man. Well,
what
dude,
I
thanks
do.
for dropping by.
Man, I appreciate it.
Go out and check for Kelly Wayne Chambers or Kelly Chambers or Kelly Wayne Chambers, depending on
That's it.
what you're doing. And yeah, man. Chantilly, the liquor store.
The liquor store.
I mean, that's great.
Liquor
Just
store.
just go buy some liquor.
Write that off the
listen-
bucket list.
Exactly. All right, brother. We love you, man.
Good
and
to see you, cuz.
good to see you. And go get your gig, man. Go
I'm
get to the
heading
next
that way
gig.
now.
You got 2 tonight, I think.
2 tonight.
Yeah,
2 tonight,
that's it.
2 tomorrow, and 1 Saturday.
Man,
Life
that's
is
it.
good.
That's
Why don't you
awesome.
play us out?
Yeah,
All
play us
right.
out, man.
Going down to Texas Wood, only because you know I could. Don't wanna mess with Texas, cause we're Texas Wood. Texas Wood, only place to be. Texas good for cuz and me. Thank y'all very much.
Love
Have a
it.
great day.
We'll be right back. See y'all soon.
That was awesome.
Hi, I'm Ryan Lopez with House on Lake Conroe, powered by Connect Realty. I'm here in Lake Conroe area where we're the #1 market in the United States because of our resort-style living, besides being right by Houston. And so if you're interested in buying a house with us, feel free to give me a call at 936-443-7189 or visit me at houseonlakeconroe.com.
Contáctanos House on Lake Conroe, que aquí hablamos tu idioma.
I'm Randall Reeder, and you need to come see my friend Brian Lopez at House on Lake Conroe.
She's smart. She hits me with the hard questions, and usually Mommy's around to answer the hard questions because she is way better prepared for that. We don't let Hillbilly Dad take on the hard topics. Other night, I'm in the kitchen, cooking, listening to the radio. My daughter's sitting at her computer doing her little coding classes. She looks up over her computer at me and she goes, "Dad, what's a homosexual?" I leaned over there to look for my wife, and she wasn't in the living room, and I was like, oh no, this doesn't seem like a me question. Oh no. And I said, all right, let's just take a stab at this. I said, all right, baby, sometimes when two boys really, really love each other And she goes like, you and Uncle Joey? What? No, hell no. No. Let me try again. Sometimes the two people of the same gender, what's gender? Oh, that's another tricky question. Oh my God. All right, now kids, some people think it's biology, some people think it's a social construct. All I know is I keep getting called a cis male. She goes, because you got a sister? Yeah, let's go with that. About this time, I noticed my beautiful little daughter is looking at me very confused. And I said, baby, where'd you hear that word? And she said, well, a while ago, the guy on the radio said Palais Royal's having a doorbuster deal on homosexuals all weekend. And my wife walks through the room and goes, that's home essentials, that's towels and shit. Where have you been?
Jerry Wayne Longmire.
On Texas Wood.
Hell yeah,
You don't get much more Texas Wood than Jerry Wayne Longmire.
At Kemah Shot Bar.
Yeah.
My homie's place.
Yeah. Clint.
Yeah.
Clint,
Oh, man.
He's done a great job. I
Yeah,
love this
he's
place.
going to be on here in a minute.
Yeah.
Another segment.
I heard
Because-
something about whiskey.
Yeah, well, the America whiskey people are here, so
Being generous.
yeah. So we were, so he's not out here yet, but
You gotta be nice to the whiskey man. That's like the ice cream man, only better.
absolutely. So how you been, man? It's been a while.
Good, man. Just trying to hold it together. Since I last seen you guys, I packed up my whole family, moved back to Houston, started pursuing stand-up full-time again. And,
Right.
got a couple projects in the works and
Yeah.
just hustling. In fact, I moved my whole family down here, and about 2 months later, the pandemic started.
Yeah, I was about to say that was.
Yeah, you got some good timing, bro.
Yeah, I had like $20,000 worth of work lined up, and I remember I was driving back from Austin, Texas, when Trump made the first speech about social
Right.
distancing,
Right.
and all of a sudden the text started coming in.
Yeah,
canceled.
canceled.
And I was like, whew, I sure hope mortgage is canceled.
We had a very similar exact situation happen with a show that we were talking with Dan Edelman about up in it was
That's
like
right, yeah.
the Tuesday we
Yeah,
went up,
absolutely.
went up to Stephenville to his ranch and stayed like 3 days and hung out with his family and shot guns and all this
Yeah.
other stuff, and he left on Sunday for Montana for his big ranch there. If
Yeah,
you
he
don't
did.
know who Dan is, he's the one who he's the one who sold Monster Lake Ranch to Kanye West.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
That guy.
Yeah. So we get back and we think, okay, we got us a show. We already had one in the can.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday,
They put the brakes on
Man,
everything.
the Slovid.
Well, I had a show I wrote 10 years ago, and it ended up on some guy's desk, and he took a look at the scripts, and he was really interested in making the show. And we
Right.
were going to come down
What
to
kind of
Houston.
show? Like
It's a home improvement parody show. It's real
Okay.
low-hanging fruit. It was
All
called
right.
Jerry Rigging with Jerry Wayne.
Okay.
And it was every week we were going to go in and just tear some stuff up and duct tape some stuff together and have some fun with it, you know?
Oh, man.
The
Hey,
motto of the show is
hey,
we
hey,
fix shit without
Brother
fixing
Rick,
shit.
Where's Brother Rick at? We might know a network that wants something like that. We like that low-hanging fruit.
you know, you're a craftsman though. I mean, you do. I mean, and
Oh, yeah.
which you know, you moved your family back to Houston to go back into comedy full time, but you also were building houses and
Oh, I
remodeling.
was doing all
and
kinds. I had a foundation
roofing.
repair company
Yeah.
and just doing a lot of custom carpentry for people. I've been a carpenter most all my life. You know,
Yeah.
that's always been my fallback. You gotta have plans. Don't always work out. You gotta
He
have
started-
something you can go back and
He
do.
started
you know?
as a plumber.
I'm a
the only
third-generation
one.
plumber, bro.
Yeah, well,
I grew up
good
in
money in that plumbing.
LaPorte, Texas, Reeder Plumbing. I spent every summer of my life from the time I was 10 or 11, doing that, and then went into the plumbing business and all that. I supported my wrestling habit, my acting habit, all that stuff doing plumbing.
You got to have something. You
Yeah,
got to have
absolutely.
that one fall back. And I was real fortunate. My daddy taught me how to do a lot of things growing up.
Sure.
And so I've always been able to make a living. Worst
Right.
case scenario. In fact, it was real funny. 43 years old, about to turn 44.
And last year, for the first time ever, I had to file unemployment. I never filed unemployment in my life. I didn't have a clue what I was doing.
Right.
And they ask you some silly ass questions when you do this. I had to meet with this lady, and I was talking to her, and she said, "Now, what type of learner are you?" And I go, "Huh?" she said, "What type of learning style do you learn best from?" I said, "Well, ma'am, I was raised in East Texas, so I grew up with old men calling me homophobic slurs until I learned how to do shit."
Did she put that on the form?
She goes, no, I meant audio or visual.
Yeah.
I said, well, it sounds like audio to
It sounds
me.
like audio.
I ain't no scientist, but
I love that, man. You know, it's funny. I actually filed unemployment this year for the first time as well. Ironically, I've been unemployed most of my life, you know, but or at least half of most of my life. But yeah, I'd never done that as well. But with the COVID thing, it's like,
it's a weird feeling.
We'll
I didn't like it. Maybe
And
feel a little icky.
Yeah.
yeah, it did. Yeah, I agree. We can go. We don't even want to go into that. But I at some point I was just like, yeah, I mean, this is wrong. Like, giving everybody unemployed, you know, just adding to their unemployment to stay unemployed. You know, they want to stay unemployed because I literally know people that will not. They're like, yeah, I'm making more now. I don't want to go back to work. I'm like, well, that's counterproductive.
Yeah. A lot
In
of
the
my
worst
bar
kind of
staff
way.
friends went through that, where they were pulling better unemployment than they were actually.
Yeah.
Especially once they opened everything back up with the capacity so
Right.
low. You're working a quarter of the tables in the restaurant. You're not
Yeah.
making any money anymore, you know. But it's still the same amount of backbreaking work. You know, working in a restaurant's a nightmare.
Absolutely. So you you decided to quit doing what you were doing or retire from it or whatever and start doing stand up and all that full time.
Yeah, well, so I got into stand up back in 2004, and I did it full time for about 10 years. Got married, started having kids.
Right.
Decided I need to go get a real job so I could pay for them
Now,
kids.
did you decide to get a real job
Yeah.
or your wife decided
No,
to get a real
it
job?
was me. I didn't
Okay.
she was making pretty good money at the time and
Right.
probably could have floated us, but
Right.
it didn't really sit right with me the way I was
Sure.
raised. And so I went out and I started my own company and I started doing all this kind of stuff. And 2015, I fell off a 16-foot roof on the concrete and fractured my skull, broke my shoulder, broke my hip, broke my ankle. Damn near bled out in a place I didn't want to be, doing something I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And a good mentor of mine was Ralphie May, who's a big stand-up
wow.
comic out of Houston, Texas.
Seriously, he was a mentor of you?
Oh, yeah. I worked
man.
with him a bunch, and I got to tour with him and stuff when I first started
I think
out.
I was with you when the first time I met Ralphie May.
Probably so, man.
Yeah.
He was one of my real good.
Right.
I loved him dearly, and
He never turned it off, though.
No,
He
always
never
go.
turned it off.
You couldn't
You
top
can't.
him. He's
dude.
one of the best
and
to
you
ever do
can't
it.
operate at that level and never turn it off.
And he was a machine. That guy was a joke
Yeah.
machine. And he died in 2017, and it kind of shook me because I
Yeah.
kind of always had this plan that,
Right.
you know, I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to go back
Right.
to this one of these days when I can afford my freedom, and I'm going to go back to this, and, you know, I'm going to get on it tomorrow. And
Sure.
something like that happens, you look around, man, I might run out of tomorrows, you know.
Yeah.
We ain't got no guarantees.
That's it, man. You know, it's funny. So Ralphie May, one of my favorites as well. But one of my best friends who passed away as well, morbidly obese guy named Ramsey Moore, and they were kind of contemporaries. You know, Ralphie May, you know, made it huge, and Ramsey kind of stayed there, just doing comedy. But and we used to do comedy together, but it was that was the hardest. One of the hardest deaths I had to deal with was Ramsey, and I think some of it's because he kind of reminded me of my dad and all that kind of stuff. But also, it was just like, wow, man, he's my buddy, you know, and we're the same age or similar, same age, and same lifestyle, same. I'm not even supposed to say that, am I?
Yeah,
Bleep
well,
that
I thought
for
it was
me.
gonna be me.
I thought it was
That's
going to
totally
be me.
gonna be
Somebody
me,
was
but-
going to mess
I
up.
had money on me.
Yeah, but you know, it was really difficult, and but yeah, you know, when you talk about not turning it off, so I did stand up for a year until I had a stroke. So I had a stroke, and which kind of I just never bounced back from doing it because I kind of moved to East Texas, and you know, I chasing. Actually, I moved to Shreveport, Louisiana, chasing Hollywood because I'd flown out to do Harold and Kumar, and they were doing so much. I moved to Louisiana, and my set didn't really work in Louisiana, and also I mean, it was like, it's such work to be a comedian. People don't think about it. You have to watch with such a cynical eye. Everything you do is like when you're watching the news, you're literally trying to build your next set.
You can't take sides.
Yeah,
you got to do well to make fun of everybody.
Yeah, so you can't. Well, yeah, so you can't really turn it off. And that was my thing. Is like, and man, you're really gonna get pissed off at me. My first set was at the Improv on Melrose. My first set ever.
Good God.
Sarah Silverman walked off the stage, and I walked up.
Wow.
I mean, it was crazy. A Saturday night
At least you had a hot
the
room.
Improv. No, it was great. It was totally great. Because I lived with Owen Benjamin, and we had a house together, like 5-bedroom house, and every Saturday the Improv would empty into our living room, basically. So, I mean, with every comedian, out there, it's very segregated. Like if you're, they kind of have the Improv crowd, and then the comedy store crowd. Unless you're one of the big guys, and you kind of go anywhere you want. So, but the Improv crowd would empty into my living room and to a wild party, and everybody was always like, "Man, you should do stand up." And finally, somebody was like, finally I was like, okay, I'll do it. Bobby Lee, I think, was fine. I was like, okay, I will do it. And Owen said, man, I'll help you organize a set. Just every time you crack somebody up at a party or whatever, just write it down, throw it in your wallet, and then I'll help you organize it in a set. And I did, and I went up and did that. But it was tiring to just constantly be thinking for a joke.
And that's the work. That's the work. And a lot of times, like, my problem is I'm a little bit of a drinker, and I like my whiskey, and I carry my iPhone around with me, and if something pops into my head, or me and my wife get to goofing off, and I think of something, I make me a quick little note in that iPhone.
Yeah.
The problem is some of them notes don't make no sense the next day.
Yeah.
I'm sobering up at 11 o'clock in the a.m. and I'm looking at
what was funny about that?
What does owl farts mean? God, I know it was brilliant last night because I was cracking up.
And who does them? Get it?
Yeah.
Who? Yeah. It's not really funny if you have to say get it.
Take that note.
we found the secret to owl farts.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was so interesting, and honestly, I don't know if I would call me a poser or whatever, but I was kind of egged into doing it by some legendary comics, and I crushed. I mean, I killed every night. I mean, I never really bombed. I intentionally bombed one time in, Bastrop a Barstow one night, just because I went totally off script. So I'm just going to go out there and try to bomb, and I still didn't totally bomb, and but I was really I did the improv and all that because I was looking for my own series. Like, I thought, okay, if I go out here and show that I'm this big, crazy-looking dude and I can do comedy, somebody's going to write me a sitcom, or something.
Standout character.
And that's what I was looking for. And then I, like I say, I had a stroke in 2006 and had to learn to walk again, all that kind of crazy stuff. I had a torn artery in my neck from wrestling. I've been hit in the head thousands of times. And but yeah, it's interesting. So, but you decided to start it, and timing's everything. And
Well, it's like you had to. You had no lifeboat at that point.
No.
It was either, hey, I'm going to make it now, or I'm going to drown doing it. It's like, burn the ships and
I kept
conquer
doing
the
shows,
Incas.
and I caught grief from there's this pandemic going on. It's like, you know what? I'm being as careful as I can, but you ain't gonna stop people from going out and having a good time.
Sure.
And if I'm not there to entertain them, somebody else is gonna be there to entertain them. And I might as well just keep on pushing towards what I'm supposed to be doing. And I feel sure, like, it took me a long time to get to that point. But at 43 years old, I know what I was put here to do.
Absolutely.
I'm not an actor. I'm not any of these other things, but I am a stand-up comic, and it's my lifeblood. It's what gives me spirit.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I have such respect for it, and I have such respect for stand-up comedies, stand-up comedians, because it's just it is. Yeah, it's very difficult, and you actually go up. It's almost like you can't be right in the head and do it.
No. I
Because-
ain't never met anybody normal that was good at it.
No, because you actually go up. People don't really think about it, but you go up and you try to get people to do what 99% of, or maybe 100% of all people are afraid of, having people laugh at them.
Yeah, they say public speaking is one of the biggest fears out there.
Yeah.
That part always came, the showmanship, getting on stage. I grew up around Pentecostals. I was used to being on stage and dancing, hooting, hollering. And
Picking up snakes.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff come natural to me. I never had no problem with it. It's the building the material, which actually comes easier the longer you've been on this rock.
Sure.
Because now I follow sort of there's a lot of different kind of comics. There's storytellers, there's observational, and I'm more of a storyteller and
that's cool.
tell the stories from my life and
Right.
talk about my kids and my wife. and
You
my
were talking
parents.
about making fun of everything, but you make fun of yourself more than
Oh yeah,
anything.
That's my favorite topic.
Sure.
This idiot is screwed up so much. He's a constant
Yeah.
source of material. If I let Jerry Wayne go, I got something good happening.
Exactly. Yeah. That's crazy, man. So what about these? So you also write TV shows or what are they? Skit shows?
I've been a writer most of my life. Short stories, stuff like that when I was younger, and I'm just now getting into the script writing. Actually, you inspired me when we were out there doing Sons of Thunder, and I looked around and I was like, this all started because somebody put ideas on paper and sold that story.
Yeah.
And if you watch what's on TV, most of the time it's just regurgitated garbage half the time. Nobody has a fresh idea.
And recycled. There's
they're
nothing
remaking
new.
Footloose. They're remaking Predator. Nobody got original ideas. So I got a script I'm working on. I'm almost done with called Fat Dracula.
Oh,
I got
wow.
another one called Fat Jesus and the Fifth Ward Disciples. And,
No way.
Yeah, and that's
Dude,
about
that's
my
cool.
experiences living in Fifth Ward, Texas, and
Wow.
being the only guy like me there.
So there was a show called Black Jesus that was on Comedy Central or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was buddies with him. I guess I still am. We've lost kind of contact. I have to get him. I have to get him on here. But anyway, he that was a really funny show by being Jesus kind of in like South Central, what I mean? Like if Jesus was born in South Central. So, but yours is
Well, that's what basically it's a retelling of a really old story,
Right.
Just happening in a different way in a different time period. But
That
it's all
is
about love, and
interesting.
it's all about people trying to save their community.
and it's Fat
turn
Jesus in
things
Fifth
around.
Ward, Texas.
Fat Jesus and the Fifth Ward Disciples. It's gonna be fun. We'll see if I can get anybody to throw any money at it once I get
Dude,
it out
that's
there.
freaking cool. I don't know, man. We gotta read your stuff because
You never know what they're going to pick up. You never know what somebody's going to read and go, yeah, I mean,
I took Jerry Riggin apart and I rewrote it. I had wrote it. I wasn't happy with it. I got some inspiration, tore it back apart, rewrote it, and I pulled on a writing partner, Mr. William Lynn Loden Jr., real funny stand-up comic out of Houston, Texas, and kind of a good old boy like us, Mississippi and whatnot. And me and him got together. I never had a writing partner, but we
Right.
made a plan. Every Thursday, we're going to meet at your house, 4 o'clock. We're going to sit down. We're going to bang it out. And we got to where in 2 hours, we can bang out an episode.
Wow.
And just sitting there freeform thinking and knocking out ideas.
Dude,
and
that's awesome.
so that's really helped me a lot. We put a lot together.
How many episodes you got?
Right now, we got about 7.
Wow. So what you might not know, or may or not, because we've kept it down, really down low. My brother and I, we've started a streaming platform. We're about to launch very soon.
Oh, very cool.
And it's very American centric. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
And so we'd be very interested in looking at some of it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But and one thing that we're really committed to is having some balls, man. Because what happens is in Hollywood, I found. That you just can't get anything new through the gate, what happened? It's funny. My friend Jeff Gretler, who was a wrestling buddy of mine way back in the day, I had a project. I think I had a short film that was in a film festival. So he flew out. Him and Wayne, my best friend, they flew out and they were tag team partners, and then we were all buddies. And then Wayne and I were tag team partners later in our career, and Jeff had quit and went to work for a hedge fund or something up in New York or something. And so anyway, they flew out, and we were watching this for my screening or my premiere of the short film that I'd done. And I'm taking him back to the airport, and he goes, "Man, I figured out." I think I figured out Hollywood this weekend. I'm like, well, do tell, since you figured out 3 days, because I've been at
lay the math on.
Yeah, exactly. And the son of a bitch says, no one wants to be first. Everybody's in a race to be second. And I'm like,
that's pretty genius.
You literally figured out Hollywood in 3 days, you pieces. I was pissed because I've been doing it forever. But it's actually, and then when I started looking at that, what it is everybody's scared to be first because it's corporate America. So if they greenlight something and it fails, they're just fired.
They're done.
And they just go to the next person.
Never get another job again.
So basically, everyone wants to, and I started looking at the breakdowns and everything. And it's like, hey, we're looking for something like this, but not this.
Yeah.
It's like,
everybody
that doesn't exist, by the way.
Everybody wants to work off a formula base.
Yeah,
some formula that already makes money, and that's what they want to jump in on.
And I get it that formulas work. I mean, we're working off of a formula.
Yeah.
So formulas are a formula for a reason. They do work. But, man, it's like, don't be so scared to try something new. So man, we can't wait to look at your stuff.
Yeah, fun, man.
I mean, it may be highly offensive and we can't use it, but
I try to. So that was my goal when I came. When I first did comedy years ago, I was pretty filthy, and I was mad about a lot of stuff, getting a lot of stuff out. But this time when I came back, it's like, I got 2 little ones now.
Right.
I'm not the same guy I was. I'm not living the drugging and drinking lifestyle, and it's I want to make stuff that my kids can be proud of when they get older. And the old man ain't here anymore. Everybody's like, "Oh, your dad made this." And I don't want them to have to be embarrassed about that. I want to be like, no, yeah, you're right. My old man did do that.
Sort of the whole thing that we've started shifting, because I mean, when I was on radio, when I met you, my mother didn't even tell anybody what I did.
Yeah.
When people would accidentally find out, she'd be like, "Oh, really? Where were they? Oh, no. Were they in the studio? No, they were in a strip club." And,
well, my mama used to come to all my comedy shows that she could.
Yeah. Right.
But she always immediately, she'd come up to me after the show and goes, "Yeah, it sure was funny, baby, but I sure wish you didn't have to say the F word so much."
That would happen to me.
Bill Cosby was funny without saying the F word a bunch. He was raping people.
My mom, exactly. Hey, I just saying he was doing it. So no, it's funny. My mom came and see me at the Improv, and she comes up and she goes, "How long are you going to keep doing that last joke?" And I'm like, "Until it stops killing." I mean, that's
people quit laughing.
Yeah, it was horrible. Well, man, look, we want to. Man, thanks for coming out. First of all,
yeah, I appreciate y'all having.
What do you got going? What's your?
So coming up, I got March 4th. I'm going to be at the Walking Stick Brewery in Houston, Texas, doing a show there. March 4th. March 19th, I'm headlining the 4-Star Club in Brenham, Texas. And then March 25th through the 27th, I'm going to be in Hyenas in Dallas, Texas at Hyenas Comedy Club.
Nice. Laughing like a hyena.
Yeah, man.
I love it, man. Well, look, we want to have you back. Thanks for making the trek out here.
Yeah.
Not that it's not a beautiful place to be, right?
Oh, no, I was
What a
actually,
cool-ass street to
my
be
brother
on.
lives right down the street, so I was down there welding the trailer when Brian called me.
of course you were.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, cool, man. Well, we'll have you back soon, and thanks for coming out, and we will be back with the owner of this establishment, my boy Clint. Yeah.
Nitro Cycles in Deer Park, Texas is your one-stop shop for your American V-Twin. Sales, service, Harley-Davidson extended warranties, upgrades, customizations, and one-off builds. We do it all. You want speed? We build speed. Heart-stopping, badass speed. Gear? We've got you covered. Helmets, leathers, clothing, novelties. Have I forgotten anything? Stop by our showroom and service center at 9515 Spencer Highway in Deer Park or call us at 281-838-8045. That's 281-838-8045. There was a couple walking by a while ago.
Yeah.
And we kind of catcalled them in here.
Right.
And Charlie and Deanne, and they're celebrating their anniversary down here. And they came in. They're part of the show now.
No way. That's amazing.
And we were just talking. And she's like, Brian Miller, I know you.
That's crazy.
And I said, what? She's like, when Tommy Gage was the sheriff, and I had started the Back the Badge ride in 2007, and I was up in Tommy's office all the time, and then all of a sudden it clicked for me too. So yeah, thanks for coming all the way down from Magnolia just to see me. I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
I feel special. And happy anniversary, guys.
Happy anniversary. Yeah. And we're here with the owners of this establishment.
The audience is sleeping over there. They didn't clap for y'all.
We're gonna wake them up.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Oh yeah. Add the applause. I love it. We can do that in post,
Do you
right?
want another one? You want to one together? All right. Everybody want a shot?
Oh.
Raise your hand if you want a shot.
There she goes.
Oh,
Okay.
here we go. All right.
I think that's everyone.
I'll make you something smooth.
Okay. Cool. Shots out on the patio.
And we just drove the bus into the ditch.
Yeah, we just count. So yeah, it's amazing. So yeah.
We're at Shot Bar. I mean,
all right.
It's to be expected.
Yeah.
Well, we're celebrating.
Yeah. Shot Bar is where we're at with the owners of Shot Bar. See why you want to come hang out at Shot
Yeah.
Bar.
This is
I mean,
Oh,
this
my
is what
God.
we do every day.
Exactly.
This isn't anything abnormal from just a normal day.
So
This isn't, this isn't because the show is happening.
Right.
No, you walk in the bar, we're gonna get you to
Yeah.
do shots with us.
So Clint Smith and the
Jerry
gorgeous
Wayne
Jerry Lynn.
soon to be Jerry Smith.
Oh, hey.
Congratulations.
Thank you
All
very much.
right.
And they've
Yeah.
never had a fight.
Yeah.
Today.
She hasn't killed me yet, more like it. She hasn't killed me yet.
So yeah, man. So we've known each other a while. I might have known you close to as long as him too, as well.
Yeah, almost as long.
Yeah.
Were you there for the pirate shot?
Ooh,
At Republic House?
really?
Yeah,
Why you
Republic
gotta bring that up? What a pirate
Yeah, you
shot!
squeezed the lemon.
Yes, I was there.
Shoot the tequila and snort the
Oh,
salt.
that's so stupid. It's like
My
the
vagina's
dumbest thing.
Vibrating.
It sounds like a Frankenstein shot.
Yeah.
Well, they've called it several different things,
Yeah.
but at that moment it was the pirate shot.
Yeah.
We-
A pirate. Okay. All right. So it's called a pirate
you mean
shot.
arr?
It's arr.
I feel
So
like
no,
should be
no,
known
you
for
do
this
it.
shot
No,
rather than
Wait,
the blowjob
Yeah.
shot.
hey, should you do one right now?
No,
Just to
no,
show
I don't do
everybody?
pirate shots anymore. A pirate shot is,
Cody?
I guess, let's see, a shot of Bacardi 151 or
Right.
whatever, right? And then you cut out a line of salt
Yeah.
on the counter, and then you get a lemon, and you snort the line of salt, and you do a shot of the Bacardi, and then you squeeze lemon in your eye and go, "Arr!"
Okay, we
it's-
had something similar that we used to make probates do in another club,
Right?
but we called it a Frankenstein shot.
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
And you'd have,
Yeah,
It's
because after
horrible.
that
It's the
you're going to be
worst
pretty
thing
much
ever.
walking around just
yeah.
dazzles on me.
Hey, kind of like a little heads up to Grandma's boy, the Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, the Frankenstein. Yeah. So I did that. I don't know. At least I was there. I guess I did it. But yeah. So it was the Wilder days, and we've known each other a long time from other bars you've had.
Yes.
And we've been running around forever and talking about doing stuff together and all that kind of stuff. And then Yeah.
It's always been a master plan.
Yeah, always been a master plan. I'm not sure we've mastered the plan.
No, we haven't.
But we're a hell of a planner.
Hey,
you know?
one day.
We
It'll
can't,
come.
Absolutely.
We can't drive down 146. You know, I drive Randall around a lot, you know, when we're taking meetings and everything. We cannot come past this without him saying, hey, pull in, let's just see if Clint's there.
Yeah, we know most of your bartenders now.
This is why we love you. I love it. 'Cause I get a text every day. Oh, hey, did you know Randall Reader stopped by?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, he's amazing.
We
Did
know
I get an
everybody.
honorable mention ever?
No.
Okay.
But
I'll make sure you do it next week.
there's a picture of you in the
Absolutely.
ladies' room.
I love it.
I've had worse things happen to me.
Oh, man, I tell you what. Yeah, PG-13 went out the window a long time ago.
I don't know.
Hey, you're talking about bar owners here.
We're
come
in a
on.
shot bar,
We're like
you
the,
know,
leader
Kemah.
of the
We're
degenerate
very
parade.
open.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, so how long's this place actually been open? Like
About a year and a couple months now, right? Almost
No,
2.5
about
years,
a year and a half.
year and a half.
Exact.
Here.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Now
This
doing,
August will be 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
you're doing something next door, right?
Yes, we
Yes,
are.
sir.
So
Tell
this
us about that. I'm excited.
I'm really excited about it because this is Jerilyn's first opportunity of being a owner on this block. So we are opening
wow.
up Daisy's Barbecue, or Daisy's Smokehouse and Juke Joint. That's
Yeah.
what it's called. And it's
I like
actually
it.
named after our cat.
Yeah, Daisy.
Wait, time out. You have a cat?
Oh yeah, we got 2 cats and 2 dogs.
I'm so disappointed in you right now.
Yeah. So no, I thought it was like Daisy Dukes or something.
No,
You
no.
were-
We thought about doing a restaurant, but I mean, it's so overdone. And
A
it's so-
restaurant?
Yeah.
restaurant.
A restaurant. It's just so overdone. And I mean, we've just met so many like bartenders and
Sure.
servers, and it's like why keep them out of this great opportunity? And it's
Sure, absolutely.
you know.
No, that's great. And I mean, plus to have the shot bar right next to a barbecue
Yes.
joint.
And we're doing
Genius.
Central Texas, like traditional Texas style barbecue.
Right.
So salt and pepper rub. You don't really need more than 2,
Yeah.
maybe 3 ingredients, but it's about the right smoke, the right temperature, and getting that bark in there and making
That's
sure
what I'm
that
talking about. Yeah, absolutely.
brother-
I can't wear
Beer.
ties because people will never see them.
It is the Brotherhood of the Beard. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
definitely.
I can't wear I have all these novelty T-shirts and that I've bought. And,
Yeah,
you know,
you have to do this for people.
Yeah.
to read 'em.
and you run
Right.
around.
Let me show you.
Yeah, totally. I got
Oh, wait,
chest
wait.
tattoos.
I got a tattoo
you
like
know?
that too.
And it's like,
exactly right here.
Wait, now that I notice, whose beard's longer now?
Oh.
I think
Hold on.
Randall's
I
beard's
think,
longer
I think
now.
I got it,
since
but he
you
cut
it.
his off not too long
Yeah, he
ago,
cut
like a
his
few
beard,
years
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years ago I trimmed it up.
I saw him.
No, it was longer than that. It was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, he was flagging me down in the parking lot. I'm like, "What, dude?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't recognize you without a beard." I'm like, "He's like,
Yeah.
I'm
He had
He had a
Clint." I'm
he
like,
has a baby
Clint,
face.
No, you should have seen it when I shaved. My
Believe
son
it or
cried.
not, he shaved his head and his face and his beard. I saw him and I didn't recognize him. He has a
Yeah.
baby face.
Oh yeah, total baby face.
I got to tell you this.
He looked like he was
It's
like
not
23
pretty.
years old.
I'm-
It's hilarious.
this just came to mind.
Right.
This is my dad. You know, he's got that luxurious head of hair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 78 years old, and he's just got this perfect.
Yeah, he
hairline
does.
And everything, and you know, he.
And a yoked body, by the way. Like he literally, I bet he's not
That's-
far from
No,
Arnold
my-
Schwarzenegger. You know, is right now. That's what his dad looks
Don't worry,
like.
Christian. You're
Hilarious.
going to take after your mom's father.
Yeah.
So here's how my week started. There's a knock at my door. I open the door, and my dad is standing there with clippers in his hand.
Right.
My aunt, his sister, is just starting chemo.
Oh, no.
And my dad has this, his hair lays, everything. He's standing there, and he's got the clippers in his hand, and he's shaving everything.
Oh wow,
and
that's
then
so
he had
cool
me
though.
come in and do the back,
Wow.
and he's got, now this will be my second aunt. My mom's sister survived breast
That's a
cancer.
support team
That's
right there.
cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
My
amazing.
mom's sister survived breast cancer in the early 2000s, and now, by God's grace, my dad's sister is about to survive breast
Yeah,
cancer.
that's awesome, man.
So,
that's
but
awesome.
anyway, my dad is very meticulous about his hair.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for him to go and do that, I mean, he, you know,
That says
Yeah.
a lot about your father.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a good dude, man.
oh,
He's a good dude.
let me tell you this.
Pass him out.
Oh, really?
Hey, well, I mean, come on,
Shot
down there. We got to
I
have
just wanted
somebody bring
to
it.
give you a warm welcome to Kemah Shot Bar.
Warm welcome. Yeah.
I'll tell you
I don't
one
know. The
more-
last shot I had, it gave me a brain freeze. It was so cold.
I'll tell you one more thing about my dad that's
What's
going to
that?
like melt you.
Yeah.
My mother passed away several years ago, and by the time when they diagnosed her, she was in the hospital for 9 consecutive months.
Oh,
Never
Lord.
came out after.
Oh, wow.
My dad stayed and slept sitting up in a chair every single night for 9 months. I think
Wow.
he came home twice.
That's incredible.
That's a real man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and they had been married 53, 54 years.
Wow,
And yeah, she
That's
that's
amazing.
yeah. Oh, thank you, baby.
she
So if we're married 50 years, by the time we get married, I'll be almost 100.
I'll be 80. Oh my God! Wow. If I make it that long.
And there she goes.
yeah.
God bless.
Love you.
God bless that you'll make it that long.
It can be done. We're 44 years.
44 years.
Wow.
Congratulations.
To everyone,
That's awesome.
welcome to Shot Bar.
Hey.
Thank you, Jerilyn,
Yes.
for the
Yeah.
libations.
Congratulations,
anniversary.
guys.
Happy anniversary.
We can't say it's a family show now, but
Hey,
I'm
you know
sorry,
what?
I'm sorry.
And thank, you know what? And thank
we'll
you.
bleep that out,
Hey,
no
and
problem.
thank you, Lord, that we are here and
Amen.
alive and well.
amen.
You know,
Amen.
amen.
You know,
love it.
speaking of,
To
you know,
brothers.
we have
I love it.
church at this bar.
This Sunday, yes.
2
Randall
p.m.
is
Sunday.
hosting. Yes.
Save
Yeah.
Savage.
It's Save Savage Sunday service. We'll be here. Absolutely. We rotated in. This is our first spot we ever came and did
This
this.
is the roots.
Well, I mean, because
Yeah.
when God tells you to do something crazy like
You call your craziest friend?
have a church service in a bar on Sunday afternoon, I'm like, okay, that's nuts. Once I dealt with how nuts it was, I'm like, well, I can call Clint. And I hit you up and you're like, yeah, totally down. I'm down. I'll cook, business gravy or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll-
it's like,
we'll do
really? He's like,
whatever.
yeah, man,
So,
totally.
This Sunday, we're going to do things a little differently. We're going to have $3 breakfast tacos on the patio.
Oh,
and then
I love
I'm
it.
going to introduce some craft cocktails.
I love it.
Like
I love
brunch
it.
cocktails.
Twist
All
my
right.
arm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So cool.
We're trying to get it more and more involved and eventually move us over to Daisy's once we get our
Yeah.
construction
Right.
done
Yeah.
there.
So
I've been drinking, man.
I'm like,
really-
dude, what are you? What, dude? Like, what, Patrick? Oh, he can't hear. Sorry.
That's Lord Patrick, by the way. Lord Patrick.
Patrick's just doing his job, man, okay?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
totally.
Leave,
Like,
Patrick's
dude,
on break, leave him alone.
stop
We all
waving
need a
at me,
background
dude.
guy.
Poor
Patrick's
Patrick. You're the MVP, Patrick.
Totally, man.
Patrick's wife made him a lord
Oh, wow.
for Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got the thing from Scotland where you buy like an eighth of an eighth of an acre.
Yeah, it's a small plot of land.
Exactly.
Plant a tree there, and now he's
For real?
Lord Patrick.
Oh, they
You can
plant
do
a
that?
tree there for you.
I had no idea.
I didn't know you could do that.
I need coordinates. I'm gonna go pee on your tree, Patrick. I'm just letting you know, bro.
Don't tell him. He'll actually do it.
We're gonna have to take this show to Scotland
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I can't. I passed land nav.
Absolutely. So you've been down here a year and a half, 2 years.
Year and a half, 2
All
years,
right,
roughly.
close to 2 years.
Yes.
And how's it been,
good
man?
save,
I mean,
Randall.
This has been amazing here. We knew most of the community before we came in, and this is a very tight knit industry bar community. Everyone knows everyone. All the owners know each other. We all try to work with each other. We all try to coordinate different events and different things like that. And the city's also there with us trying to coordinate everything. But Kemah is a great growing community, and that's what we loved about it. We wanted to be close to the water with our next venture. We wanted something that was different than anywhere else, and we hadn't really seen a concept like this of a shot bar.
Right.
But we knew, and what I do is I follow future generations.
Sure,
I want
sure.
to know, what are they drinking? What are they going after? What are these youngsters, these 21-year-olds, whatnot, trying to do? Is
Right.
it whiskey? Is it vodka? Is it tequila? And then we kind of took it from there, and we go, let's do shots.
Right.
We're going to put together a shot menu. We've had craft beer in multiple locations.
Sure.
Right.
And I've done the largest bourbon and whiskey, scotch, and moonshine selection in the state of Texas. God
Wow.
bless. And now it's time to do something to where we've just got shots. Well,
Right.
it evolved into this little fishing shack from 1950s.
Is that what it was?
It was. This was all fishing shacks right here in the 1950s.
So the front of the house is the original fishing shack. They added on to the back of the house. So if you look in right now, you can see like the old house up front, but the back is all added on.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to like get the paint, tear the paint off the walls or anything, because I'm pretty sure it'll fall apart.
Yeah.
I think that's what's holding it up.
The paint is like the lead-based paint is like Mondo.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It's right in there with the asbestos and holding this bitch together.
I mean,
last year, like with COVID, it was hard because we were shut down for 6 months.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then usually like January and February are our slowest months. Obviously, that's anywhere in
and
the
it's
service
turned around on
industry.
us. I mean,
But
I swear to God,
we have not slowed down since.
Yeah.
Our busy season, which is like October through December.
Right, that's awesome.
You've done all these different concepts, but have you ever delved into like absinthe?
Only personally.
Yeah.
We like to drink it.
I have some behind my bar. You want to drink some right now?
Yeah.
Will I make it home?
We'll get you an
We'll make
Uber.
sure you drive home. But hey, we can
Hey,
change the green.
everywhere will feel like home after absinthe.
We'll change the green ferry together, okay?
The first time I ever tried it, we had done a show at the House of Blues, and somehow I ended up with Bum Phillips.
Oh, wow.
Nephew.
Oh, your nephew.
That's a little better. I was like, really? You got a Bum Phillips story? That is gangster.
The son, I can't even remember all their names, but anyway, Bum Phillips' nephew, and he takes me down the street to this bar, and we walk from House of Blues, and we had a radio show at Hooters in Shenandoah the next night at 7:00, and I was late.
Oh no!
Wow.
I was late. I got there. I came walking in. I was puffed up like I don't know, but.
Well, hey, since you brought up absinthe, I have a shot with absinthe in it. You want to try it?
Are you gonna try it with me?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I tell you what.
I'll go make it right now.
I tell-
I'll
no,
go
no,
make it right now.
You want to hear my?
I tell you what, we'll do it after the show. All right,
Okay.
just in case he goes berserk.
Do we have a second? I can tell my first.
Well,
story.
it was more than one shot. I'm sitting there. This guy.
No, you got to do a couple of them. The first one's going to numb your tongue.
Right.
The second one's going to numb your knees, and that's when it begins. The first time I
What
did
are we
absinthe,
eating?
will you knock it off?
Oh, here comes our first fight.
All right, go make some. Go make
No,
an
I wanna hear
absinthe
this.
shot.
First time you did absinthe.
I was in the Hotel Monteleone, and I was in the elevator, and I got I started drinking absinthe.
Please tell this story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I started drinking absinthe with this meth head redhead pirate on the back street of a cathedral.
Why do all of your stories involve pirates?
Yeah.
in New Orleans. And I got into the hotel elevator, and I decided that. All the elevator
PG-13 just went long gone.
Yeah.
pushed all the elevator buttons with it.
Oh, sweet
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah, and then I grabbed the
Okay.
mic from the ceiling and tried to speak to the rest of the hotel.
Okay.
But
all
absinthe
right.
does
That's
that
my
to you.
fiance.
Oh yeah! Wow. Okay. Yeah, do it absinthe at your own risk. I can't.
We'll do
I
it
can't
after-
promise
after
that
the-
we'll be
the
still
show.
doing this podcast next week. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Bleep me
So
out.
so yeah, man. So we I've been around you through several bars, and y'all are still about to do other stuff, and
We
and
are.
all that.
We're excited.
Yeah.
We really don't. I don't want to see the ground anymore. Sky's the limit.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
only going to go up. And we've got a great opportunity in front of us with Next Door with Daisy's. She and I really just constantly sit around together and just come up with new ideas. We're coming up with concepts and
Left and
menus and things, and just documenting them so that
Right.
we can put them down for wherever we're going next. I mean, right now we're actually trying to put something into a mall.
Right.
Which is completely off kilter for us because we've been in the bar industry for
And now we got to keep it PG and
Right.
You know,
That's interesting.
We really do.
Obviously, it's the mall.
We have
It's family oriented.
like
so.
PG is so American.
yes.
And you know
PG is not what it
you know
used
what
to
else
be.
is American? In fact, it's so American. It's America.
Bourbon.
America.
Look,
Dude, come on, man.
great interlude there.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Gotta get the junks to shut up.
Yeah, man. So it's so crazy. So my friend Scott Brown has there's America Bourbon, or like a Scooter Brown band. What do you call that when it's what do you call it when it's his own?
They can hear you when you whisper.
Yeah, he has his own brand. Like he has his own signature bottle.
Right. Yeah. Signature bottle. Scott Brown. And he's a longtime buddy of mine, a Marine.
We use his music.
Absolutely.
And we
love his
veterans.
music. Yeah.
So.
And then, so we're in here earlier because we're setting up, and in comes this dude from America, and I'm like, okay, we gotta. This is wild.
That's
this
Kent
is just
over
too
there.
crazy.
Our buddy Kent.
And our buddy Kent is gonna pour us a shot of the most American bourbon out there.
You got some America.
It's America. It's America.
Speaking on the topic, so this lovely Clint, Kent here.
I'm
saying Clint. Yeah, Clint here is going to sponsor one of our bingo nights on February 23rd and March 23rd.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you guys or anybody in the area wants
That'd
to
be
come,
awesome.
it's free to
It's
play.
just two fat veterans making fun of people.
Yeah.
And America Bourbon will be on special. It's free to play, and we give out sex toys. So it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's a blast.
I'm telling you, man.
I want to apologize right now to my Aunt Carolyn, who's probably going to watch this.
Every time we give out sex toys, we've had a great
Dude, we just started this segment, this whole show with how he's so proud now his Aunt Carolyn can watch.
Yeah.
Took a nosedive.
No, it's fine.
I love it.
She has a sense of
But you
humor.
know what? We bring, America brings together Americans, even Marines and Army.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
Absolutely.
Cheers,
Hey,
everybody.
and Kemah Shot Bar, we're going to not only support a bourbon that is from Texas, but from our local town, from Galveston,
Absolutely.
but
Yeah.
also veteran-owned and
Exactly.
operated. We will always stand beside
Absolutely.
you,
Yeah.
brother. Never behind you, never in front of you.
Amen.
always
Amen.
beside you.
Veteran-owned.
Amen.
Good stuff.
You don't have to drink the whole thing at once.
I know that.
That's good.
It's really good. Yeah, it's very good.
I'm a bourbon guy, and that's good.
That is, it's very
Same
good.
here.
As a female, it has it's kind of caramelized on the palate, you know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so glad she didn't say nutty flavor.
Hey, you know what? I have a great vodka, a hemp vodka behind the bar that's
Hemp
very nutty
vodka. All right.
flavored.
I love it. I love it.
We'll
Or
get
we
more
can
into
get
that
him one of
later.
those blowjob shots.
Thank you.
No,
thank you,
no,
Hey, come on, Randall, come on, let's do some blowjob shots.
blowjob shots. No.
Let's do some blowjob shots.
No,
Hands behind the back.
stop.
You're
That
gonna,
is
look at me in the eye.
that
you
is
know?
from Deadpool. It's not what it sounds like, but it's kind of like
hard
what it
into the
sounds
show. We're
like.
gonna get cut off by the computer.
Clint,
Patrick
Jerry
is giving us a
Lynn, we
break.
love y'all.
We love you guys.
We always come
Thanks
back
for
here
having
every time we can. We do Safe Savage Sunday service here, which nobody will ever come to after they see
We are
what kind of
very
heathens we are.
Christian-oriented people.
All right.
I don't know if that helps, but
All right.
I'm trying
That's
here. I'm
okay,
trying.
baby.
Y'all, thank
That's
y'all
okay.
for being here.
Thanks so much, y'all. We'll see y'all next time
I can't
on
believe we just did
Texas
this one.
Wood.
Well, folks, that's it for now. Be sure to subscribe to keep up with all the happenings in Texas Wood. God bless and see you next time.
This land is hard, this land is mean. This dirt is red from the blood it's seen. Raised on a good book, hand on a gun, never backing down the American sun. I was born from the blood of a working man. Stand a fight for those who can. I put my hand across my heart.
Hey, John, I want to tell you something, buddy. You look good in your redneck bling bling. Take it. Because that's the way we do here at Killin and Grillin.
That's awesome. Oh my God.